worth it.
Really cool.
So spacious.
On an epic little spot next to camp. Nice fresh water.
I'm pushing my balls.
Good in action.
Goodbye, camp.
Hello.
All right.
Good morning.
Start of day 3.
Day 3, if you haven't watched last week's video. We are currently on Hinchinbrook Island doing
The Thorsburn Trail.
a 4-day adventure. So yeah, morale this morning, still pretty good.
It is. It's good. Bad night's sleep.
Yeah.
Don't really know why. Just we've both got sore backs, I think.
It's raining a tiny
Is it
bit
old?
right now.
It is raining a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah,
So
I think
we've
we've
got
been lucky with the weather.
Yep.
'Cause-
So we've got a pretty serious climb up Zoe Falls now.
Yeah. Straight away, probably one of the hardest elevation actually on the trail. It's not very high, but yeah, it's still, when you start without the day, it's gonna be a little challenge, but we got this.
Butt sore.
All right.
You got this. Take your time. Nice. That's it. Awesome.
Well, that was tough, but we made it to the top of Zoe Falls. Beautiful weather this morning.
So good.
So we're doing the last water refill.
We may not get any water past this point. Oh, I'm already so exhausted. That is probably one of the nicest part of the hike.
How good is this?
So today we've got another 7.5 kilometers to reach our next camp, which is Mulligan Falls. So the good thing is we will have as well a swimming pool on arrival. But this looks
Like such a good water hole.
Oh, this is an awesome spot.
Wow.
So any of the freshwater streams on Hinchinbrook that have rocks in them, pretty much you're all clear to swim, no crocs. It's more just the tributaries you've got to be really careful with, and the billabongs and stuff. So no crocs up here, which is awesome. And the water is crystal clear. Ah, very cool. Stoked to be up here. Grateful as.
It's finally opening up.
Oh man, it's cool how quickly the terrain changes here. We were just in really thick lowland jungle, and now we're out through here.
Can see in the distance the mainland. So we're very close to camp.
And there's this just monstrous jetty that goes all the way out from there, which I don't really understand. Oh, very cool. And it's not too sunny, so we've got a bit of cloud cover and a bit of breeze now, because we're just drenched. The humidity's been so high. Having a good time though. I reckon we're making good progress. So it's 9:25 a.m. We started at 7. I reckon we'll be there within maybe an hour and a half.
Amazing.
All right, we have officially 1 kilometer to go
the last kilometer today.
for today, and then we're going to refresh in a waterfall.
Oh.
Cannot bloody wait. It's hot now, far out. All right, let's get it done.
Alright, here we've arrived at camp.
Day 3 done and dusted.
today, yeah.
Another tough day. It's actually a really hard. There's no like easy part every day. It's like just hard. But yeah, at least today was much shorter. We arrived here around 10:20 a.m. So just over 3 hours today, which was good. We just set up the tent. The tent, like the good thing with multi-day hike is you get more and more used to doing the setup and the pack down. So you get like faster and faster every time. Like with the tent, I feel like we've got a good rhythm now. Like Chris is more like the outside with the guide ropes. I usually set up like more the inside. So yeah, good momentum going.
And then we get a wash off and a waterfall.
Oh,
so
yes.
It's good to do all the work now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You have to
Finish
do
all
that
the sweaty
before,
stuff.
otherwise you will not be getting that tent set up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish to set up and we'll take you to the waterfall.
Wow. Look at it.
This is definitely the nicest part of the entire island.
By far.
This is amazing. Like that makes the entire hard walk really worth it. I'm so glad I'm able to take Tickety Boo on the hike with us.
Soon we'll know if Tickety Boo is a boy or a girl.
Yeah, so we've been calling the baby in my belly Tickety Boo for that entire time. So it's been
Don't
19 weeks, almost 20 by the end of the week. I will have the ultrasound. It feels a bit unreal to be able to know. And I'm glad that we've been able to do this hike as well now, because I guess with a baby that would have been pretty challenging and too hard. Even pregnant, it felt a bit of a challenge, but I'm glad I made it through so far. Someone needs a coffee.
Oh, I'm knackered.
So yeah, we'll go back to camp, have lunch, and I think we'll spend the entire day here because it's just
So
spectacular.
All right, start of day 4, leaving camp, 8 a.m. Do a
8 a.m.
snooze this morning.
Yeah, this is late for us. There were about 9 other people at camp, so we, yeah, probably the busiest camp so far. Everyone very friendly. So now we're heading towards where we get picked up on the boat.
So the reason why we left a bit later this morning is our pickup is at 12 o'clock. We don't have to rush at all. There's no point, otherwise we're just going to be waiting at the end for no reason. And as well, there's a tide crossing. Like this is like a little creek on the beach, and technically the later we cross it, the better it is in terms of depth. Even though right now, apparently the tide is very low, so we have nothing to worry about because there's a saltwater crocodile apparently that lives on that creek. So you definitely don't want to cross it when it's a very high tide, I guess. All right, so should be nice and cruisy probably today.
Cool patches of fungus on this trail. So we're just going through kind of lowland jungle. I was just saying to Ange, how does her body kind of feel? And you were saying it feels pretty good, eh? Apart from
That's
your
pretty good, but I've got 6 blisters in total.
6 blisters on the toes. Not ideal. I have been lucky, I don't have any blisters and nothing's really hurting today, so pretty happy with how the body's feeling with all this heavy pack work. But no, it's been really good. And I kind of just treat stuff like this as fitness, so the heavier my pack is, the better it feels for me, to be honest. Do a bit of rucking. So no, it's been cool. We're really happy with what we've brought. I don't think we've been too excessive with anything, but we'll show you when we get back to Bowser what we sort of packed, what we would pack again, you know, what's been really good and what maybe we could have avoided or should change for any future sort of hiking adventures that we do. Ow. Okay, so
This guy.
this guy.
We need to address
Don't
you.
know if you can see it right here. That, I know in New Zealand we call it bush lawyer, but it's just a whole bunch of reverse hooks, and when it grabs you, holy, you know about it, and it rips everything. So it'll either tear your bag up or it'll tear your shirt up, or I got one the other day on my face and it just like tore right along it. Good times. Hello. Not much wildlife really on the whole trek. We've seen, we've heard a lot of nice birds. We had a rat, I think we said, in our tent, trying to find some food, and luckily it found none, so it didn't bite any holes in our bags. But in terms of wildlife, we have not seen much at all. A few big king skinks, the really big ones, and just a bunch of little skinks, and that is really about it. There's been some sort of decent sized mammal that we've been hearing, but haven't seen it. Maybe we'll be lucky and see a croc on the way out. Oh, it's the longest beach ever. Oh my God, been walking for another good hour on this beach and it's cooking. We've finally made it. Oh. Yes, we can see the sign. We have successfully completed the Thorsby Trail. All right. Oh man, what an epic little adventure.
Wow.
But 3 nights, 4 days was definitely enough for us.
Yeah.
We could do more, but I don't think we would enjoy it anywhere near as much because we're starting to feel a bit like, oh.
No, it's perfect amount.
And we're looking forward to some really nice food when we get back, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, now we've got to wait. It's 9:35, we've got to wait until 12 for our pickup. So we do have some time to wait. But there is a picnic site here that we're coming up to. Hopefully they have a picnic table and it looks like they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
The little present.
Yes. All right. Time for some freeze-dried tuna and wraps and the last of my nuts, and we can chill out. All right. No, what an awesome time.
It's not bad.
Really good, yeah. Beautiful. We were very lucky with the weather.
Alrighty, so in that esky up the front there's some cold beers or something. You want a cold?
I can see Bowser in the distance.
Yay.
Yay, he's still here.
Bowser's still there. No one's grabbed him.
It's really convenient in Cardwell. You've got like a long-term parking for free. Super quick from the marina.
Yeah,
That
so
was
good.
really handy and very safe around here. Like the houses are very flush holiday homes. Oh, what a great adventure. We
What
just
an awesome adventure.
came back from the boat pickup for the Hitchinbrook cruise, I believe.
Hitchinbrook Island Cruises.
Yep, that's
Brad.
the one. Brad, yeah, that very much recommended.
Yeah, he was a
Very
really
nice
good guy.
service. Had like a little ginger beer for us waiting as well.
He
on
knew
the
us too
way
well.
back.
Yeah, no,
Ah.
cheers, Brad. That was so cool. And he's so knowledgeable because he's an ex ranger and stuff, and yeah, he knows his stuff. So highly recommend Hitchinbrook Island Cruises if you go over for the hike.
All right,
Awesome.
just like we left him.
Home sweet home.
It's gonna be cooking inside.
Yeah, it really is. We should have full solar though. So, it's good. So we'll lay some of our stuff out on the ground, kind of show what we brought. All right, so we've laid everything we brought on the ground. So we'll just briefly go through some of the stuff, what worked, what didn't work so well, and I'll pass it to Ange and she can show her stuff. So I'm today wearing my Bushbuck Apex base layer tee, which is good for warm weather because it's got some breathable sides. And I've got my Columbia shorts on, which have worn basically the whole trip and they were great. And then I've also got my Luna sandals on as well. And they're like a trail sandal, so they were brilliant. So much better than a jandal because they're just resilient. You can climb over rocks and stuff. So I only bought the 2 pairs of footwear and they were great. Obviously my hat, my sunglasses, and then we've got the bag, which I've already spoken about. Also had the Black Diamond walking pole. I gave one to Ange, so we had one each, and they are so good for uphill and downhill especially. Phone, watch, and here I had my GoPro head mount, which I didn't end up using, and a lighter, which I did use. The other one is the charger for the drone batteries, so you can get the last bit of juice out of the drone battery and, like I say, charge your phone. Then we've got the Cumulus Light Bushbuck sleeping mat, which was phenomenal. We've got the Newton Ridge Columbia shoes, the boots. They were wicked and still in really good nick. Happy with those. Cedar Summit pillow. Extra thing of fuel. We didn't know how much fuel we would need, or gas rather we would need, so definitely didn't need to bring that. 1 would have been fine, 2 was too much. The Life Straw bottle, 650ml for filtering everything, perfect, really good. And here's my Molly grab pouch. This has got some first aid gear in here and my multi-tool. That came in handy for Ange's blisters. Other than that, didn't need it, but good to bring anyway. Head torch, used that. Garmin didn't use, but good to have an EPIRB anyway. Brought along my Olight torch, didn't need that, probably didn't need to bring that at all. Mug, used that a lot. Rain jacket, didn't use, but of course need to have a nice rain jacket. That was all the toiletries I bought, just some a toothbrush. Angie's got the toothpaste. Deodorant, 2 Bushman repellents, didn't need the smaller one after all, but this one's almost empty. Bonus, found a big lure on the beach, so I'll reuse that. SPF sunscreen, did use that a bit. We both try not to use too much sunscreen because I just think it's toxic as hell. But we have put a little bit of that on. In retrospect, should have bought a much smaller container and transferred some into the small container because I do not need to be bringing around that 200ml. That was my Powerade for the first day and acted as an extra drinking water, but didn't really need it. The Platypus Goon type pouch worked brilliantly, really love that thing. Drone, bit heavy, not ideal. This Tomahawk jet cooker, also by Bushbuck, was so good and helped us really conserve that gas. And yeah, I really like it. It boils water so bloody fast, so much better than a Bunsen burner, which is what I've carried on these types of trips before in the past. Cedar Summit Expander sleeping bag liner. That was good. It was just cool enough in the evening to kind of want something on your body, and that was nice for that. Also brought, this was like an eBay special from a long time ago, lightweight aluminium pot and pan. Didn't really need that because most of our meals we ate out of a pack. I think Ange did use some mashed potato in this at some point, but didn't really need to bring that along, but it's very light anyway. Again, another gas cylinder, but there's still a tiny bit left. Knives and forks from Cedar Summit. Microfiber towel, pretty obvious. Don't really need one that big, but kind of used it anyway. And a shirt that I really liked was this Columbia short sleeve shirt. I don't really know what's called, but it breathes so well, and I hiked the whole time, but that is now stinky. And not enough can be said for having bamboo hiking socks because they just don't smell. Like, these don't stink at all. So I had 2 pairs of these, so I wore 1 pair for 2 days and the other pair for the other 2. Long sleeve shirt, and then that's my whole section done. So happy with most of what I brought. A couple of things could be made lighter or a little bit excessive. All right, over to Ange.
All right, so starting with here in the shed, with Anderson, we have this power pack, which is as well the jump starter that we had since the Jeep days that have been quite useful a few times with the mug. We didn't need to bring it for this adventure, but we didn't know that's the first time we go off-grid filming, and we just wanted to make sure we had enough battery for the GoPros. Even though now, I don't know if you actually can tell the difference with the quality, let us know in the comments. We are vlogging with the GoPro 11. Thanks to our Patreon this month, we've been able to purchase a new GoPro because we're thinking for the new boat adventures we're gonna have, having 2 GoPros, one for especially underwater for Chris, one maybe for me on shore. That would be quite handy to have. So yeah, now in total we've got 4 batteries. So we brought them along. We have a GoPro cable as well and 4 little SD cards, and that was more than enough for the trip, so that was great to know. But yeah, that was the first Other than that, yeah, like a few extra that I bought compared to Chris. We had the Uno. We played only once. I destroyed Chris. That's probably why he doesn't like to play with me anymore.
Hey.
No, it's a bit a boring game. I can yeah, agree with him. So if you've got any recommendation actually for games for like off-grid living and things like that doesn't take too much room, we'll be happy to hear your suggestion. Other than that, we bought as well some mosquito coils, which seemed to work quite well, so that was quite good to bring with us because they were vicious in some nights. This is the only snacks I've got left over. Just some nuts and some beans, so I did very well for the amount of snack I had planned. I could have brought maybe a little bit more, but yeah, that's good. At least we've got the rest of the day. Now we can eat from the mug from the fridge. Other than that, I just had like a brush because my hair otherwise get very messy. I had as well a towel. I didn't really use it much, but that was good to have. I've got a toiletry bag here, the wipes. I've got the tags and the little booklet that the cruise company gave us when we arrived. And other than that, I had basically the same as Chris. So
Yeah.
Chris very kindly got some of the gear I was carrying in on the first day, but then on the second day was starting to struggle a bit. Chris took a bit of weight off me, which is great.
And what we're not showing, of course, is our food and
Yes.
snacks, because that's all now rubbish.
And as well the dirty laundry.
Some dirty laundry, yeah. So we
Put
had
that
some
aside.
extra socks.
Yes.
I had like a comfortable pair of shorts and a vest just for around camp,
Yeah.
which is important too, but doesn't take up much
a
weight.
rain jacket that I actually didn't end up using, but that was good to have just in case. You never know around this part. I had 3 t-shirts, underwear, same shorts for the 4-day as well, the Columbia shorts. Can't rate it enough. So yeah, very happy with what we brought. Now it's time to have a proper shower.
Yes, and then hopefully pizza tonight.
And
We're gonna
tonight we're
find
gonna
some.
try to find a good fit. I think we deserve it.
Oh yeah.
So it's been 2 weeks since we've come back from Hinchinbrook Island. Time has gone so fast.
Has.
But we've just come back from a last minute trip to New Zealand, which was really nice.
Yeah, it was so good. We decided that it was high time we got back to New Zealand, especially for me to see my family again, because I haven't been back since Dad passed, and I was starting to kind of put it off, and it was turning into a bit of a tick in my head. So really nice to go back, sort of get grounded, really good vibe at home, and yeah, awesome to catch up with my mum, brother and sister and a couple of friends.
Yes.
So that was very, very cool.
And as well, what was very amazing is we were able to give them the amazing news. We had the 20 weeks ultrasound just before going there, and we're expecting a little boy.
Yeah, little boy.
Yeah, so we got like lots of little presents. We got as well like a little all black jersey.
Got a little picture of his little diddle, so we know it's a boy.
So yeah, funnily enough, despite being born in Australia, he won't be Australian citizen, our little baby boy. So yeah, because I'm not citizen, I'm not permanent resident, Chris either. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to apply for Kiwi passport
Yeah, so probably a
and a
little-
French passport.
Yeah, 100%. Which are 2 bloody good passports, really.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, just to give you like as well a little bit of update in that respect, I don't have Medicare here, so obviously all of this cost of the pregnancy and as well giving birth, fortunately is not covered for us here. So yeah, we're gonna have to fork a little bit of money for all this.
A lot of money. We've been told maybe about 10k if all goes pretty smoothly,
Yeah.
so which is okay, we can cover it, but it was definitely an expense we weren't
We didn't
really
expect,
expecting,
yeah.
because Ange has been here for 8 years paying
Yeah,
taxes.
it's a bit
so
frustrating in that
it is.
respect, but yeah, it's all the boring visa and Medicare stuff that you don't know about.
And New Zealand would be quite similar, so we can't just hop over the ditch and give birth in New Zealand, because Ange doesn't have a sort of a permanent residency visa there
over
either.
there.
That's $3,600 to apply for, and then it can take up to a year to get, so obviously
Oh,
that'll be
it's so
too late.
complicated.
So yeah, so we'll be having the baby here in Australia.
Yeah, so we're planning to have it in Queensland, so that's why we're kind of like slowing down now until March when the baby is due.
Yeah, so then we came back to Cairns. Huge thank you to Ian and Ninja
yes.
Simon for looking after Bowser for us on just pretty much outside their house. Sort of killed a little patch of grass, but absolute legends
That's
for
been
looking
amazing.
after it.
Yeah. Because unfortunately the Cairns airport car park was not suitable for Bowser, so
Yeah,
we
not
had to
big
make
enough.
some last minute arrangement, which was not ideal.
I think we would have had to pay for 4 car parks, like a
Crazy.
quad, and that would have been ridiculous. So yeah, thank you so much for that.
And we are now Lucinda, which is a little like coastal town just 2 hours south of Cairns.
Yeah, so that's only a little bit below Cardwell, which is where we got our ferry to Hitchinbrook Island that we did the hike on. So just a little bit lower than that. So Hitchinbrook is still just behind us.
Yes.
And tomorrow we are taking the little pocket rocket, which is now officially the HMAS Scallywag.
What do you think of the name?
That's her name. So we'll be taking her out tomorrow. So wish us luck because we have no idea what we're doing. We're both captains, but we're very green. So,
I'm very nervous but excited.
and there is some serious wind, but it's not looking good any other day. So it's kind of take it out now or never. So
It's
we'll
our butcher
see
life
how
now.
we go.
Yes.
And thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, really appreciate your support, your comments, your likes, your subs. It really goes a long way. And a final little note, actually, a huge thank you to everyone who donated to my GoFundMe for the Beyond Blue Foundation. That was for shaving my moustache. And out of nowhere, GoFundMe has gifted $1,000
That's crazy.
to my GoFundMe. So that's $1,050 total that they've given me for Mental Awareness Month. So they sent me a little personalised message, and it was really, really cool.
So we reached the target.
We blew away the target thanks to you guys and thanks to GoFundMe, and now I'll be closing the GoFundMe because we've reached target. Now it's time to regrow the moustache.
No. T-Man, please
Cheers,
support
guys.
me.
See you next week for the boat mission.
Fingers crossed.